A certain duo could be absolutely elite for the Seattle Mariners. Find out more in today's video. So, as we all know, the Seattle Mariners have still made absolutely zero moves up to this point. So, as the recording of this video, absolutely nothing has been done yet except the usual what we know, not signing back Teo, getting rid of Gino and JK. But one thing that has gone on is a lot of speculation around certain players possibly becoming Mariners based on certain interests. And there's a certain duo that has been kind of standing out to me and a lot of other people on Twitter. So, this specific duo consists of Jorge Soler and Josh Naylor. So the Mariners would be able to go out and sign free agent Jorge Soler, while they would actually have to make a trade with the Guardians for Josh Naylor. But what makes this duo so good together? First, I'm going to go in a little bit about their stats from last season. So last season, Jorge Soler hit .250 with 36 home runs and 75 RBIs. He had a WRC plus of 126 and a WAR of 1.9, while his strikeout rate was 24.3% and his walk rate was 11.4%. While Josh Naylor had arguably the best season of his entire career, where he hit .308 with 17 home runs and 97 RBIs. He had a WRC plus of 128, while he had a WAR of 2.5. What would make them so good is the balance between the two. Josh Naylor only had a 13.7% strikeout rate, which is way below the league average, while Jorge Soler was a little bit above it. Pulling up Jorge Soler's spray chart from last season, as you can see, he pulls the ball a lot for a lot of power, and even has the ability to hit home runs in the right center field gap. And you can see how he ranks so high in a lot of power categories like exit velo. While if you look at Josh Naylor's spray chart from last season, he hits the ball to every part of the field, with most of his power being to his pull side. But Josh Naylor has the ability to hit doubles and singles to left field as well. So while Josh Naylor doesn't have the power that Jorge Soler brings, he also balances out with his low strikeout rate and his bat to ball ability. He doesn't have a very high whiff rate, and he obviously doesn't have a very high strikeout percentage, which is something the Mariners really need this season. And it's also something that Jerry Dipoto talked about, how we need to get more contact hitters in our lineup. But you're probably asking, if you trade for Josh Naylor and you sign Jorge Soler, how will that work with Ty France? So one of the main concerns with Jorge Soler is his ability to play defense. If you pull up his fielding stats, he is way below average in a lot of categories, almost all of them. He has about a league average arm, but everything else he's very below average at. So it would bring up a lot of questions in terms of, are you trading Ty France? Are you going to platoon him? What are you going to do with Ty France? So as we all know, we know Ty France has the ability to be an all-star. Everyone's main concern is just, is he going to do that? Is he going to perform at the top level that we know he can, or is he going to have another year like last year? This is also another long shot, but you do have the ability to put Ty France at third, as he can play all over the infield, obviously except shortstop. But if you were to acquire Josh Naylor, you want Ty France and Josh Naylor to be in the lineup every single day, whether that's a first base and DH combo or maybe a first base and third base combo, which would leave the DH spot open for Jorge Soler, who obviously does not have the best glove. Here's also some interesting stats from my guy Jake over on Twitter. It's just a little chart essentially explaining the difference between Josh Naylor and Ty France versus left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching. They're pretty even when it comes to right-handed pitching, but when it comes to left-handed pitching, Josh Naylor has a significantly lower batting average and WRC plus against lefties. So that left-on-left is a little bit of a concern, but still, 241 isn't horrible for the left-on-left combo. But again, signing these two would be huge for us, because not only will it replace production, it'll lower the strikeout percentage because the two of them balance each other out so well. And they also give the Mariners another lefty to use in their lineup, knowing that we got rid of Mike Ford and JK. And I know a lot of you are thinking, well, if Jorge Soler is so bad in the outfield, why don't we just go out and get someone like Lourdes Gurriel? And to me, yes, Lourdes Gurriel is a very good player overall, but I do like Jorge Soler's bat better. The man just hits absolute nukes. If you look at his spray chart of where his home runs are going, they're not just going, 350, they're going 380 plus. So I don't think there's much of a concern there whether the marine layer in the T-Mobile will play a factor. The only concern with a lot of people is his glove and his high strikeout rate, but to me, a 24% strikeout rate is lower than Gino's, which was well over 30 in the 2 seasons that he played for us. And again, I can deal with the 25% strikeout rate if he's hitting over 30 home runs, which Gino did not do for us. Again, love Gino, but he wasn't making up for those strikeouts with home runs. So to me, I think it's a very interesting combo. I think it could be something that could definitely help the Mariners out big time this season. Like a 13% strikeout rate is absolutely ridiculous. Like, that's so impressive to me. And if you complement that with more power in the lineup, it's just going to help us out that much more. While 17 home runs isn't a lot, and we're hoping we can get more than that from a Josh Naylor and a Ty France combined, Jorge Soler will help make up that ground in terms of home run production. The only fear with Jorge Soler, as well as his injuries, he hasn't played a lot of games in his career due to injuries. Out of the 9 seasons he's played in the MLB, he's only played in over 100 games in 4 of them, so that is kind of a big concern. And I can see why people lean more towards the Lourdes Gurriel. But don't forget, the whole goal is to get to the playoffs, and Jorge Soler has a lot of experience in the playoffs. We've all seen the home run against the Houston Astros. So yes, while this duo could raise a lot of questions in terms of what is going on with guys like Ty France, I think this duo could definitely be elite in a Seattle Mariners uniform. Please let me know what you guys think. I have come across a lot of people that either really like it or they really hate the combination. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.